My name is Johanna Johnston, and I'm the Executive Director of the Southern Aroostook Development Corporation. SADC is a private, nonprofit economic enhancement organization founded in 1998 to develop and expand the economic base of Southern Aroostook County. Business and community leaders from throughout the area work together to help coordinate, promote, and guide new business creation. One of our committees, made up of former town managers, business owners, and directors, has worked to develop this presentation, a guide to understanding tax incremental financing. What is TIF? Tax incremental financing is a powerful financing tool that helps towns and developers spark economic growth. Think of it as a savings account funded by the new property taxes that arise from property improvements within a designated area called a TIF district. How does it work? When a TIF district is created, the property taxes within that district are split into two parts. First, the base taxes, and second, the incremental taxes. The base taxes are the original taxes, and they continue to fund the town's general expenses, while the incremental taxes, those are the new taxes generated from increased property values, and they go into a special TIF fund. Let's look at a simple example. A town collects $1 million in taxes from a particular district. These funds go directly to the town's general fund and will continue to do so. Now, suppose we implement a TIF district in this area and make some significant improvements. As a result, the total tax collected from the district increases to $1,250,000. Here's the breakdown. The original $1 million continues to go to the general fund. The additional $250,000 is new tax revenue generated because of the improvements within the TIF district. This $250,000 is referred to as the incremental tax. In this example, 100% of this $250,000 incremental tax is allocated to TIF accounts. These funds are earmarked for specific uses, such as infrastructure improvements, development incentives, or other projects that benefit the district. The town has flexibility in how much of the incremental tax is allocated to TIF accounts. If the district is experiencing excessive growth, the town might choose to allocate a smaller percentage to TIF and redirect more funds to the general fund to support broader community needs. This mechanism allows us to directly invest in the areas that need it most, stimulating growth and enhancing services without diverting resources from our general fund. Now here's an example of the impact of a single business in the district. Imagine Acme Envelopes is in a TIF district. Initially, they pay $200,000 in property taxes. After expanding, their taxes rise to $300,000. Here's what happens. $200,000 still goes into the town's general fund. $100,000, the incremental tax, goes into the TIF fund. What are the benefits for the town? TIF funds can be used for infrastructure improvements, roads, utilities, economic development activities, hiring staff for TIF project management. This allows towns to invest in growth projects without impacting the general fund, thereby maintaining essential services and stabilizing tax rates. The state of Maine has a number of requirements when it comes to TIF maintenance and management. Funds are only eligible to be used for road and utility work, bonds for infrastructure projects, staff expenses for TIF oversight, economic development activities, and credit enhancement agreements, otherwise known as CEAs. Some of those restrictions include that they cannot be used for schools, libraries, or general town expenses. And a town can only have a maximum of 5% of its acreage or valuation included in those TIF districts. Also, TIF districts can only be defined for up to 30 years. In Holton's case, they were only set for 20 years. The town of Holton has some specific uses of the TIF funds. Some allowable project costs include capital costs, like building construction, financing costs, for example, bonds for sewer and water expansion, professional services, like hiring surveyors, administrative expenses, a part-time assistant, public safety, like funding a new fire truck, economic development, marketing, downtown district initiatives, such as the revolving loans and facade improvement, marketing, like advertising for events, and downtown manager role. Now, how does a town benefit from TIF districts. Let's break it down into two categories: financial impact and infrastructure and development. Under financial impact, incremental valuation excluded from the town's overall property valuation. Increases aid received from the state for education and revenue sharing. And it also decreases the county tax burden. Under infrastructure and development, it allows investment in infrastructure and economic development and keeps general funds available for other services, minimizing that tax rate impact. Now, how do TIFs benefit a developer? There's an economic development tool called the Credit Enhancement Agreement, and they provide financial incentives for developers. CEAs allow a portion of TIF tax revenue to be returned to property owners for development expenses. CEAs form a contract between the municipality and developers to facilitate project funding. Here's a simple example of a CEA agreement. Acme Envelope wants to expand their plant and add more equipment and jobs. Located within a TIF district, this $100,000 expansion will increase their tax by $2,200. The town enters into a CEA with Acme, and that CEA designates that it will refund 50% of the $2,200 increased tax in return for, number one, the project being 100% complete, and number two, Acme has added 2 jobs within the agreed upon period of time. Here's a list of just some of the successes that Holton has experienced thanks to this wonderful economic development tool. Yorks of Holton created a new showroom which added sales and maintenance jobs. New tractor supply store was built, which created new jobs. Katahdin Trust Company built their data center, which led to new jobs. And TIF Development, which was vision care, was constructed. It provided new jobs and a service that was much needed in our area. UPS, a new facility was built, which kept them from moving out of Holton. FedEx capacity and jobs were doubled. North Road Sewer Construction Project led to many more development opportunities. And Smith & Wesson expanded their facility, which created and saved many jobs. Thank you for taking the time to learn about tax increment financing and how it can be a powerful tool for economic development in our community. We hope this presentation has given you a clear understanding of how TIF districts work and the potential benefits they can bring. If you have any further questions or would like to discuss how TIF can be applied to specific projects or areas, please don't hesitate to reach out. Your interest and involvement are crucial for the success of our development initiatives, and I'm here to provide any additional information or clarification you may need. Again, thank you for watching. I look forward to working together to drive growth and prosperity in our community.